Today I'm going to do a video on polishing the epoxy on this table. It's not a sanding video, it is just polishing epoxy. I'll go over the process I used, but the look we want is natural wood, and then we want to be able to see the rocks down in that epoxy. So this is the table, a simple 4 foot by 2 foot walnut with double pour epoxy. We poured a base layer, let it cure, and that was deep pour epoxy. Put the creek rocks in it and then just tinted the deep pour epoxy with a green blue alcohol ink just to give it just a little bit of color. Now it's just a simple sanding process. Like I said, everything's dry sanded, and now we'll go over the polishing techniques. These are the compounds I use to polish. I'll start with this super rubbing compound and then finish off with the perfected, and there's the numbers on both of those compounds. I use foam pads. I've tried wool, microfiber, and I really like the coarse to medium foam pads. I will use the same grit foam pad throughout the whole process. As far as polishers goes, I primarily use these two. This is a Bosch 6-inch sander, random orbit or spin mode, and I always use just a spin mode. I have not had luck with random orbit, and this is a 6-inch. This little one has 2 or 3 inch pads that you can put on this. Both are variable speed. This I use for very small areas and at a low RPM, because you can definitely generate heat using this small one. The larger one, of course, Velcro foam pads, you still have to keep it moving, and the idea is not to generate too much heat. Again, we'll start with a heavier cut compound, and the wood does have one coat of finish. The idea is to keep the compound from penetrating the wood grains. Let's get started with first polishing, and I'll go over some of what I'm looking for as I go through this. Here's the first with the heavy cut, and you can see we've got a lot more clarity. Get the light where it's reflecting onto the table, and you can see the haze, the fuzziness. So we'll do a couple more of these heavy cuts and then go to the polishing compound. You can see the clarity we get, but this will be as clear as this compound will get it. And again, I'm looking for scratch patterns, an even scratch pattern, so I can move on to the next. That was 4 with that heavy compound, and now we'll switch up, go to the finer finishing compound. And in between polishings, I clean off the foam pad with a brush, and I'll switch out for a new foam pad to use with the finer compound. And this is after the first pass with the polishing compound. You can see clarity has increased dramatically, and you can see our reflection is getting tighter rather than fuzzed out or hazed out, which is caused by the scratch pattern. And what I'll look for is these hazy spots on the edge, or get the light just right, and see any swirl marks from the sandpaper. Let's see how we're doing. 4 times with the rough, and here's 3 times with the polishing. It's getting there. Clarity's there, but getting out all the scratch patterns is what we're shooting for now. We got a pretty good reflection off of that light, and we've got good clarity coming. So just as a perfection, we want to try to get out all of those scratches. It's looking pretty good. See how we're doing. I'd say we're getting pretty darn close. There we go. I think I'm done with that polishing process. I'm gonna get it outside. It's gonna be terrible because it's gonna reflect the sky, but just so y'all can see it out in the daylight, sunlight, natural light. But I'm pretty pleased. there you have it. Some outdoor photos. Looks a lot better in natural light than all this LED flood stuff in here. It just it doesn't look natural, but it helps as far as getting reflection and seeing what's going on with your polishing process. You can see I've got splatter all over me, my pants, my shirt, but that was a quick and easy polishing tutorial. That's the way I do it, and it works pretty good. So anyway, any questions, just comment, like and subscribe to our channel. We're new and not many followers, but you can see in the background some of the projects we have going on. But that was just a little coffee table, and like I said, not a sanding tutorial but a polishing tutorial, and it even looks good from back here. I'll give you one last look at it, and we're planning to do more and more videos. See if I can get that light out of it. But anyway, there's better videos and pictures right before this ending. So thank you all, and subscribe to us so you can see when the next video comes up.